So I'm gonna have to take back that thing I said about that being bullshit, because it is actually correct. So what we'll do is, in my notes, I will put this here, so if you type one of those things, you'll be prompted with that. What the hell did I do? I did not take that, shuffle that around. And then, because I realized that this is correct, I'll be uniform 1 UI. And if you type that, you'll get met with a check hex, a check mark, that'll tell you, yeah, that's exactly what you want. While we're here, we might as well do something for get uniform, the getter for that same command. So this, if you type that exactly with the correct case and all, you'll be met with a check mark. And then if you type something like get uniform UIV, right, almost the same, but the case is different, or get uniform UIV, get uniform UIV, right? If you type something like that, get uniform UIV, then we will correct the spelling, right? Because it's obviously, I know what you're asking for. And why do I know what you're asking for? Because you is me in the future. Right? This is just so that if I type one of these things, I know that this is what I want. And so I'm putting that in my notes. Okay, with that, let's go back to, and this varlock can stay because that's the working container. How did those... Oh, okay. So we're going to go back down to our pixel container. And we still have some varlocks in here. No, that's... Oh, yeah, we do. We have one right here. We should actually get rid of all these, even in the comments. They should all be... yeah, because this is... Yeah, anything. So let's, I thought we were, texture, sampler, uniform. So I believe we already read through to make sure this logic was correct, except the logic flow is definitely correct because I read through this. I'm fairly confident in that, but I just missed some refactoring points. We should never have to fetch this container, so freeze. We removed that comment already. 1. We could say 0, false. 1, mostly true, but in progress of making. Mostly true. In progress of making true. Making it true. 2. True. Done updating. Alright, so I'm just documenting. Oh, sorry, you didn't see that. I gotta get better at that. I'm just documenting what these these magic numbers here mean. 0 is false, 1 is mostly true, but we're actually in the progress of making it true, and then 2 is true. We're done updating the value to the true state. Okay, so now that I have that, and pixel location was what we were going to use, yeah? No, pixel location is not what we're going to use. We're going to use the thing called sampler location. Yeah, sampler location. We were going to keep the function name the same, though. So sampler location. And this is, that comment seems kind of wrong. Sampler location, aka, and this is no longer pixel value, it's actually the sampler value. Sampler value, aka, you could think of it as pixel value, so I'll keep that there. But this is the sampler value. Sampler location. Yeah, because we take the location and the value is the second parameter. That's what we want to get. And I believe, is that how it works? I believe we have to like, I believe that would be for, is this a put? Okay, this is a put, so yeah, that makes sense that it's supplied as the second parameter because it's a put. I was just wondering why there's no like return value on this side, but it's a put, so that's fine. Adapter graphics. Okay, so now we gotta like go through this and look for any other offenses. Okay, so I think I've fixed those offenses. And then we might want to say, so make sure that the pixel location isn't anywhere in this code that we've been writing, and we also want to make sure that this the pixel value thing isn't anywhere in the actual code. Okay, yeah, so that's good. Texture so this call right here, we already, it's this one, right? Because this is the, yeah, cached uniform location, right? And we have the same comment up there. And that comment's just to help us, right? The comment doesn't need to change. And it helped us easily identify these two pieces of code that are supposed to be the same. So we can go here and, you know, we could just take that, we could take all of this. We could just take it all, texture sampler uniform, because we're caching it. And we can just blast all that away like that, like bam. Texture sampler uniform, adapter graphics. Okay. Variable type is Unipix in both of these. And the error message, we can make the error message more detailed here as well. And so there's a lot of redundancy here, but the redundancy helps because then I can check this function and this function. I can kind of like check them against each other, and the redundancy kind of helps me look for patterns and figure out if things are wrong or not. So this looks wrong. Like, why is there a val? Like, I don't have a 1. So we are in. So the texture sampler, these are probably the wrong commands because the uniform is probably an integer and not an unsigned integer. And this is wrong. I believe I just have val because I maybe I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, maybe I didn't know what the value was supposed to be at that time when I wrote this, because now I know that this is going to be the sampler value, because it's getting that uniform. And it's not the sampler location, because the location is the thing that we're going to cache here, right? Because if we go down here, where we're caching it. We see the sampler location is where we're getting the uniform location, right? And sampler location, uniform location, makes sense. So let's go back up here. So the next thing we need to address is the get uniform. I think this should just be get uniform UV, or not UV, but get uniform IV. Let's see if we have any internet. Still connecting. Facebook. We got any Facebook? Oh, well, that's just blocked. So that www.google. So I guess I have to unplug the router and start recording later. Okay, and what else do I need to address here? So I'm just gonna, bam, make that super colorful and obnoxious, because that's the next part I need to get to. But I need a bathroom break, and I also need to unplug the router and get the internet working again. So I'll kind of tackle both of those, and then I'll be back.